Hi, everybody, and welcome to Coding Corner with Miss Allison. I have for you today another Scratch project. This is like a Dino Dodgeball game that we're going to create, just out here in space. So I have chosen my two sprites, my dinosaur and my ball, and the backdrop is space. You guys can choose anything that you like. We are going to start this by creating a variable so that we can create a timer for our game. So we're going to head over to variables, and just where it says make a variable, we're going to click in that and then just type in the word timer. And this is going to create like a little space to store numbers for our game. So there it is there. We've created our variable. So we're going to go over to events and get this code started with a when flag is clicked. And then we're going to go back to variable. And we are going to set our variable back to 0. So when the flag is clicked, we want our timer to be on 0. Okay, so we have set my variable. We're going to click on my variable and just select timer. Okay, then we're going to go over to looks. For this game, we're going to code that if the ball touches the dinosaur is going to increase in size. So we want to make sure that we specify what size the dinosaur starts at. So we're going to go set size to, and we're going to click in the 100 and just type in 50. So now that we've got those sort of set, we're going to go over to control, pull out a forever loop. Okay, pull out a wait 1 second. Okay, and then we're going to go back to our variable, and then we are going to change our variable. See where it says my variable? We're going to open that up, click timer by 1. So that's going to create our timer for us. Now we're going to head back over to control. And we're going to pull out a if then. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. And this is going to set the condition that if the dinosaur touches the edge, it's out of bounds and it's game over. So we're going to go over to sensing, take out one of these touching mouse pointers, put that in there, and then click on the mouse pointer and select edge. When that happens, we want two things to happen. We're going to have our dinosaur say something, and then we're going to stop the code. So we're going to go over to looks, and we're going to pull out a say hello for 2 seconds, put that in there. Then we're going to click in the hello part and just write in game over. And then we are going to go to stop all. Okay, there we go. Perfect. We're going to go and choose another one of these if-then blocks and just snap it inside the loop here. There we go. And for this one, we are going to go back to sensing, pull out another one of these touching mouse pointers. Click that in there. But have basketball. So if the dinosaur is touching the basketball, we're going to go over to looks. And we're going to change size. Okay, maybe we'll choose 20. Okay, change size by 20. Okay, so now we're done all of the codes for the dinosaur with the exception of the controls. So we're going to use the arrow keys again. And I did this full thing in Maze Race. So if you're not sure how to do it, you can always check there. I put down the down arrow, the right arrow, and the left arrow. And then I'm going to just do the up one. Okay, so I think it'll give you a good enough sense of what you're supposed to do. So you're going to pull out a when space key is pressed, and instead of space, we're going to select the up arrow, and then we're going to go over to motion, and we're going to pull out point in direction, then we're going to pull out move 10 steps, okay? And then we're just going to click in the box here where it says 90, and we're just going to point it up, okay? And that is going to put in the number for that direction. So you can go and do that for the down, the right, and the left, and you're just putting the arrow in the right direction, and then you'll be done the controllers. Okay, Okay, so we've coded our dinosaur. We've got our arrow keys all coded up. Everything looks good for the dinosaur. Now we're going to code our basketball. So we're just going to select the basketball, and then we're going to go over to events to tell our code when to run. We're going to pull out a when flag is clicked. Then we're going to head down to control, pull out a forever loop and snap those together. This code is going to control the basketball, and what we want is we want the basketball to always move in the direction of the dinosaur. So we're going to point it towards the dinosaur always, and then the dinosaur's job is going to be to dodge the ball. So we're going to go up to motion, and we're going to grab this point towards mouse pointer, but instead of mouse pointer, we're going to select the dinosaur. Okay, so this is sort of like point in the direction, but since we don't know which way the player is going to move, we're just going to have the ball always be pointed towards the sprite. All right, then we're going to get a move 10 steps block. Of course, we're going to build in a bit of a weight to this, so we'll head back to control, and we'll start with a 1 second block and see what that looks like. Then we're going to code it so that if it gets to the edge, like to the bounds, it bounces back off again. So we're going to go over to motion, and we're going to just scroll down a little bit and grab this if edge bounce block. Then we're going to go back to controls and pull out an if then. We're going to add a little bit of sound to this. So we're going to go to sensing and this touching block. Okay, we're going to push that in there. And instead of mouse pointer, not edge, dinosaur. So when the ball hits the dinosaur, it's going to make a noise. So we're going to go back up to sound, and we're going to pull out a play sound until done. So you can add any sound you want. It'll have the basketball bounce. It'll also have the pop sound. But again, you could go into sounds, open your sound library like we did in the dance party, and add a different sound if you want to. I am just going to select the pop. I think it's a nice kind of sound. And then we're all done there. So we've coded the the basketball, and I can see our timer. I think I must have clicked this, so we're just going to hit stop, and then let's open this up. Okay, so you can see our timer was on 180. It must have got clicked while I was coding, and we've got our full screen here. We're going to click the flag, and our timer should go back to 0 and start counting up, and then we're going to start playing our game. Okay, so I'm going to click that. I'm going to move. Okay. So far, so good. I think I'm going to make an adjustment to this because the ball is definitely pointing towards the dinosaur, but maybe we want to speed that ball up a little bit to make the game a little bit more challenging. I'm going to just touch the edge and see what happens, okay? Game over. And everything stops, okay? So we know that the code is working. I'm going to go back here, and I'm just going to make a small adjustment to make the game a little bit more exciting, okay? So this is the block for the basketball. We had it waiting 1 second, which is clearly too long. I think I'm going to drop that down to 0.1 seconds. And let's see the kind of change that that has in our game, okay? So I'm going to open it back up to full screen, all right? So we played for 24 seconds before. I'm going to hit the timer, and then we're going to see if this is maybe a little bit, woo, yikes, well, definitely harder. Okay, so you see how little changes like that? Now, every time the basketball touches my dinosaur gets bigger. It's definitely more challenging to play it. So you could adjust the time in the basketball. If that's too hard, you could you go back. We could always try a different number, but I think I'm going to try playing that one more time and see if I can't maybe make it away. Whoa, hurry up. Move dinosaur. All right, well, thank you for joining me on Coding Corner.